Hello, hello, wherever you are. Greetings, rich rising if it's morning to you. Greetings if it's evening. I am Dr. J out of Louisville, Kentucky, and at the time of this recording, November 2025, I am a bronze director in pharmacy. I've only been in the company, 2.5 months, almost 2.5 months. So I am very excited to do a compensation plan with you tonight. I came from a very skilled team prior to coming to a pharmacy. In fact, my mentor was the number two network marketer, Black female in the entire industry. Now that I'm with 1,000 families, I'm with the number one network marketer, Black female in the entire industry. So I'm very, very excited about the partnership and the legacy as well as the knowledge that I have learned along the way. And so now it's just go time. Now it's just execution time and putting all of that knowledge and things that I have learned from various leaders across the board. Some are in pharmacy now, and some I have worked as sideline sisters before. So I'm very excited and honored to serve you today. I'm going to break this video up into two parts. And so the first part is going to cover some very basic, simple things regarding the comp plan. And then for those who don't need to go any further, we're going to do part two. Part two is more of a deeper dive for those who are a green personality like me, or for those who are a director or above and want to dive deeper into the pharmacy compensation plan. So for me, I had to learn the compensation plan before I even got started. I don't necessarily recommend it. And even once I got started, I didn't understand everything. I wanted to hit director and see the check come in to make sure I was understanding it correctly. And it's very true. You do understand it as you go. So don't let not understanding it hinder you. Okay? Don't let not understanding hinder you. But it is crucial of how you move knowing some key things. And the good thing about pharmacy is the main part of the money. This is a retail game, and you can rank up to director just off of retail. Director is a retail position. It really, really is. So if I could hit director and bronze director within 2.5 months, you can too if you apply yourself. So you are going to be so shocked and so amazed when I show you some of the tools that we have that we just have not taken the time to learn our business. So the first thing I want you to do is put your big girl high heels on, your big boy boots on, metaphorically speaking, and say, I'm a boss, and boss up, and really be like, this is my responsibility to learn the comp plan. Because nobody on this team taught me the comp plan. I had to go dig, figure it out, watch other videos so that I could get halfway decent understanding myself. Okay? And I want to apologize up front. If I get something wrong, I do want to apologize up front, and I encourage you to research and check what I'm saying. And that's why I'm going to make sure that I tried my best to stick to what the company policy is, because that's very, very important that we're not just making something up and pulling it out of the air. You saw what I was going to say? Anyways, let me make my favorite pharmacy drink, and then we will get right to it. So, my favorite pharmacy drink outside of my skincare. Y'all like the way I'm glowing? You see I'm glowing? You see that? My teeth shining. I'm using the toothpaste. I'm using the tea tree skincare, the whole set, baby. I had adult acne, and so tea tree really, really helped me. I never had acne as a kid. I didn't have acne till after my fourth child, and so the tea tree oil is definitely for me. So that's glowing on the outside And then we want to make sure we're glowing from the inside out as well and taking our nutritionals. So my favorite nutritional, I'm a certified natural health practitioner, is, and yes, baby, I'm a little bougie, so we're going to put it in a wine glass because these nutritionals are a lot healthier than wine, I bet, right? Unless it's red wine. Anyways, so electrolytes. Electrolytes have a little bit of sodium, a lot of potassium, and magnesium. So if you are behind on your water, you definitely want an electrolyte tablet to put it in and let it sizzle like an Alka-Seltzer. Okay. And then I personally don't like the electrolyte taste by itself. So I mix it with either the vitamin C or the Sambucas. And we're getting ready to enter the fall and winter. And so I really like the Sambucas because it has the vitamin C in it. Plus it has zinc and it has elderberry. So this fights infection. It is super preventative. We don't make any medical claims, but I love the way it turns it into a fluorescent pink. And then as it dissolves, it's going to turn it into a hot pink. So this is like my pink champagne, honey. This is my pink champagne, okay? I should have got a flute. I should have got a champagne flute. But anyways, we'll just use the wine goblet for now. So y'all see that? This is one of my favorite Farmasi drinks. Okay, so where do you want to go to find out compensation information? Let me add so you all can see where I'm going. And you're going to be amazed. Like I said, we have to take responsibility for our business. And we're going to scroll. If you are logged out of your website, you're going to scroll to the very bottom past this solid color bar, and you will see company policy, shipping and return information, terms of use, policy procedures, income statements, about Farmasi, their mission, vision, and values, their product standards, pledges. There's a lot of information right here that I definitely encourage you to take the time to click on and learn. Okay, now everybody is not a reader. Everybody learns. Some people learn visually. Some people need to be shown. So I get that. We're going to click on opportunity plan right here. And I want to make sure that this is big enough for you guys to see. So I will expand it in a minute. And there is an entire guide right here, nice and pretty in English for you. And it tells you a little bit about the president, the CEO, and it has a table of contents. So if there's something you want to go with, you can go right to it right away. So this is pretty amazing. Let me blow that up so you can see it. Okay. So we are going to skip past this. Has a lot of fun facts. I definitely encourage you to read it. And we're going to start off with some key glossary terms, because there's things that you're going to hear, and if you don't understand what the basic glossary terms are, it's not going to make sense. So this is where you're going to find on page 15 key glossary terms. What active means. FI means pharmacy influencer. What does qualified mean? What does bonus level mean? What's the difference between a director versus a manager? Downline. Generation. Grace period. That way, if you hear somebody saying one thing and you're getting mixed messages from someone else, you can go right here to the company policy yourself to see. What does title points mean? What does side points mean? It is all right here. What does title in general mean? What is online customer? What qualifies as a leg? What does group volume mean? What does leadership group volume? what does personal volume mean? So if you hear any term from me that you don't understand, then you need to go back to the glossary right here so that you can understand. Okay? So this is key. This is really, really key. This is basics right here and there. Okay. So let me try to get my mouse to move and come off of this so we can go to the next page, because where I zoomed in, okay, there we go. All right, so this is really, really important to know the glossary terms, okay? And that way we're all operating on the same page and understand. So if I say something and you don't know what that means, you definitely need to come back, go down to your website, go to the bottom, Opportunity Guide, page 15, and read the glossary terms. All right, now this next page is the document that's in the link tree that says our pages download and laminate. So if you have been in this business for at least a week, then you have heard of what Linktree is. If you're plugged into the 1000 Families Rich WhatsApp chat, and if you're plugged into a sponsor who has sent you how to access this, then you have seen this before. And so this is an overall map of what it looks like. And before I dive into it, I want to show y'all the final look of my drink. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my God. And it tastes amazing. Whew, okay. All right. Let's continue. I'm in love with that drink. Okay, you guys. So you have seen this before. So this is part one. This lists the percentages from 3% to 25% and the ranks that the company allows here at Farmasi. Where I came from, they call them ranks. Here, they call them titles. So rank and titles is the same thing. These are those titles and those ranks. So this is where you can find what does somebody in our organization, like I was enrolled by Miana. I'm under the leadership of Golden Director Yolanda Hall, and on the number one team under 1000 Families and our amazing Coach Dr. Stormy Wellington, Coach Sheila, who is a diamond as of November 2025. So we are headed towards vice president team. But if you've ever hear people talking about diamond, emerald, platinum, gold, and bronze, director, this is those titles. And right next to it shows the 25% level and the group volume that leader's team has done in an entire month. So some people come from a binary where you have to do volume within a week. I personally have been in this industry for 15 years, and I have done a lot of companies, and I have hit mid-rank, top rank. I prefer some no ranks, but I prefer a unilevel. And so this has more of a dual unilevel binary, but I prefer the unilevel. So this is more of a unilevel. So this is the group volume that means, that is associated to that rank. When someone does it and hits that for the first month, technically they are a bronze manager, golden manager, technically. And you lock it in once it has been done 3 consecutive, has to be back to back. You can't skip, do 2 more, and then want to count it as 3. Has to be consecutive. Once they've done it 3 consecutive months, then the back office changes over from the title listed as manager to the title listed as bronze director. And so that's key to know, because a lot of the things we're going to talk about today, good evening, by the way, if you're watching this at night, and rich rising to you if you're watching this in the morning. A lot of the ranks, bonuses, and things we're going to talk about today, you have to hit 3 times in a month, 3 times in a row, to be officially considered a director and to be recognized by corporate. So that's important to know. It will say manager in the back office until you've done it 3 times, and then it will hit director. Okay? And then this is the bonus volume, 3% to 25%. The group volume, which is your personal volume, your customer orders, and the team that you brought in, plus any team that happens to be sponsor placed to you. These are also the side points, which we'll dive deep more into as part 2. And then this is the legs. Legs is another term for how many director level teams that you have. And then title points is even more advanced, because there are certain points attributed to the titles or the ranks of what your organization produces. And so for every golden, every platinum, every emerald, there's a point associated to that title rank. And that's where those title points come in. So this is a great overview of the company, and we want to make sure that people come in with at least a $250 order going forward, so that they can be a part of this stream of income. All right, next page here. So this is a success roadmap, and this also gives you an overview of all the ranks. The company as a whole recognizes your first rank as 3%. Now, 1,000 Families has recently started acknowledging all the percentages. I have done that with my team since the beginning, but we are excited that that is something that's being embraced within our whole entire team. Now, so if you have hit any of these ranks on the right side, you have really advanced very far up the company. And to be honest with you, getting even to 18%, only 3% of the company globally even get that far. And so to go where I'm at right now is bronze manager, technically headed towards bronze director, only like 1.75%. And so I found that information in the income disclaimer information at the bottom of the website. So each rank actually starts here. So I've advanced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in the company in only 2 months. That's phenomenal. And so even people like, I have a lady on my team, Dr. Angela Jackson Brown, she's at 18%. I had to remind her that's only 3% of the company. And so a lot of times we're getting all upset that we didn't hit 25% when this is a big deal. So getting to this 15 to 22% range, you should be proud of yourself and proud of your team as well, because that is actually the sweet spot that we're going to talk about in part 2, because you actually get double payment within these ranges right here. So we're excited that we are headed all the way up here, and our Sasha Fierce boss leader, she's already a boss, is already here at president director, and she was the fastest ever in the history of Farmasi being a direct sales company to hit president. Male, female, white, Hispanic, Black, just period, the fastest ever. And so she has not just broken records, but shattered them. And so we are a part of the 1,000 Families Rich, and we are a president director unit. So that is phenomenal and the fastest growing team in the USA. So that is amazing. That is phenomenal. That is not to be taken lightly. This success roadmap right here also lets you know what bonuses you qualify for. If you go down, you'll see some of the things we're going to talk about, like the trips. It'll show you at Bronze Director what you actually qualify for. Okay? And so what you don't qualify for as well. Okay? And they have it color coded. So gray is trips, pink is cash bonuses, black is when you qualify for car bonuses, and then this is an annual average income, and then it's got some fine print down there. So it lets you know in US dollars what each level you can expect of up to average income based on the data that has been compiled already. Okay, so this is a really great tool because everybody can go to this on their website. As you advance up the company, there are a lot of rewards for you as well. And so you hit 9%, you're going to get a keychain from the company free. You hit 12%, you're going to get a magnet. 15%, you're going to get a little fanny belt bag. And so on and on. 18%, you get they're going to pick between a pillow or a leather bag. 22%, you're going to get one of these 2 cups. And 25%, you're going to get a candle. Once you have hit these ranks, 25%, and you're no longer a manager, but you've done it 3 times in a row and solidified yourself as a director, then you will get a pen and you will get additional gifts free. So this shows you an overview of what those gifts are. Now, there are 10 ways to earn. And so, I do want to tell you that some people will say 8. They will say some don't. Some don't matter. Some don't, really count. And I personally, being in this industry 15 years, think that saying 10 ways of pay is leverage because not every company has 10 ways of pay. Some only have 6. Some only have 7. Some have 8. So if we're talking to a prospect and they get paid 8 and we say we get paid 8, they could be like, why should I even look? But the fact that you say 10 ways of pay, for me, it sparks more curiosity for me to see, okay, if I'm getting paid 8 over here at this company and you're getting paid 10, what's those extra 2 ways of pay? So that's just a little industry secret that I think we should make sure we include. So this covers the 10 ways of pay. And they count the welcome program. So you do earn free products during your first 4 months. That counts as 1 way of pay. Because those are items that you could sell. For example, my first welcome item was a mascara. That's something I could sell, and I made 100% of the profit because I did not have any cost. So that's why they include that as a way of pay. But I do understand why some people could be like, well, that's a gift. That's not really a way of pay. But it says 10 ways to earn. Okay. Second way overview is earning 50% of the sales. Yeah, I don't have my glasses on. So we're going to have to scroll, look at, and they got this so light. So hopefully you all can see it. Are 50% of the sales transactions from your personal online store. So you share your website, you get online commissions. That's paid 3 days, not counting the day of the order. Okay? So 3 days out, not counting the day of the order, you will get paid in your back office, in your Farmasi wallet, and you earn 50% of the sales. Number 3, Retail profit. Earn 50% of the retail price when you sell products to your customers. So that's cash and carry, products on hand. You know what that means. So if I buy a product for toothpaste for $5 or $10, and I flip that toothpaste and I double it for $10 or $20, or the soap's $5. So if I sell it for 10, I made 50%, right? If I buy the men's kit, $57, and I sell it for 115, I've upped the price. If you do retail, you can pick what price you want that to be at. So, for example, you need to know your target market. You need to know the demographics of your city, the income level of who you're marketing to determine, because where I live in Kentucky may not be the same prices. I know it's not the same prices that I could get where I used to live in Chicago. So I could up those prices way higher. However, there are some areas still in Kentucky, especially in Louisville, Kentucky, in the suburbs, where if I sell at a vendor event, I'm gonna more than double my price, because that's just business. And then if I increase my price, that leaves more room for me to discount it. And the customer feels like they got a deal. And when you come down, you didn't lose as much. I'm just saying, just a little tip for you. So let me tell you what we're not going to do retail training. That's for another person to do retail training. I'm going to stick in my lane and stay with the compensation. But that is that retail profit. Earn 50% minimum of the retail price when you sell products to customers and you have inventory on hand. Number 4, team building program. Earn free products as you welcome new FIs to your team. What is FI? If you don't know, you got to go to the glossary term. FI is pharmacy influencer. Okay, so you get free products up to 5 a month when you welcome new influencers to your team. And so that is counted in the compensation plan. Number 5, personal bonus. Earn up to 25% commission on your personal volume, your PV. So you'll hear PV a lot. That's your personal volume. Personal volume counts as whatever is your inventory, whatever you use for your personal use that you purchased, as well as whatever you sold online. And so this personal bonus, this is a 3 to 25%. It's based off of the calculation at the end of the month. So I had someone ask me, if I join the business, well, let's say I get started at the beginning of the month, I'm 3% all the way to the 20th. And then from the 20th to the end of the month, I jump up to 25%. Is it going to prorate from that 20th day? And the answer is no. It's going to calculate the entire month. So even though you were 3% up until the 20th, your order prior till will still be counted and calculated at whatever rank you end the month at. So that's key. We don't want to wait to the last minute. We do not. So, we have had people hit director the first day of the month. We've had people hit bronze and golden director by the 7th day of the month. So you don't want to wait till the end. And so you want to, whatever percentage, 3%, 6, 9, 12, 15%, all of them are amazing. All of them are great. All of them, we know you are doing your best that you can. And so you need to be proud of yourself and not give up wherever percentage that you're in. But number 5 is that personal bonus. And I love how one of my very first director that I produced on the team, Dr. Lucrease Kidd, also out of Louisville, Kentucky, she describes this bonus as a cash back. And so you're going to get 25% cash back paid out on the 10th based off of your own personal order. So for example, if you did a $5,000 inventory order in your account, that would put you, based off of that overview chart, at a 25% right away. And then on the 10th, which majority of the time we're getting paid early, but you would get 25% of the PV of that $5,000 order. So let's say that was a 5,000 PV, you would get what, $1,250, $1,250. So 25% of that. And so whatever is in your PV, that's what you would calculate for. So if you did 500 PV that month and you were at a 25% level, you would get $125 off your personal bonus, whether that's your orders or your online sales. So I hope that makes sense. And I believe that 1 through 5 is easy to grasp. And so that's the basic overview. That's the main meat of this compensation plan, is 1 through 5. That's key. If you understood what I said right there, you have really understood majority of this plan. And so that's important that you know this. Okay? Now, that's part 1, because 6 through 10 is really part 2. And so I'm going to go to another slide. Let me click over and share another tab instead. Okay, so you may have seen this tab and as well. And so this is a Farmasi compensation plan at a glance. And so this takes all 10 of the ways of pay and puts them kind of on one sheet. So this lists the qualifications and it shows the categories down here. And then as you go across, you'll see the titles, okay, the rank titles. So if you're to get to one of these bonus levels, this is the group volume that is required. So to get to 15%, you need 1,400 group volume. What is group volume? What is GV? Group volume is your PV, which is your personal orders, your inventory, your online sales, plus the volume of your group, the volume of any account that you have set up, whether it's a barbershop, whether it's a beauty shop, whether it's a spa, whether it's a boutique, whether it's your grandmother, whether it's your sister, whether it's your spouse, whether it's a team member, any team members that you shared this opportunity with and they wanted to be involved, whether they were a customer or whether they're a business partner, the purchases that they placed, the wholesale price is $1 to 1 point. So if they purchase retail, we're going by the wholesale for the points. So it's $1 equals 1 point based off of what was that wholesale amount. Okay. So if I buy the men's kit, it's 57 wholesale, I get 57 points. Okay. If that kit got sold online for retail, it was 115. I'm still getting the 57 points because it's $1 to 1 point based off of the wholesale. Okay, so this is the group volume all the way across so that you can see this another way. So the first diagram we were seeing, it was showing this vertical, and this is another option to see it horizontal. Let me see if I could go back to that other one so that you can see what I mean when I say vertical. So you remember this one? Okay, so this is the vertical one. And this is that same thing, but horizontal. Okay? Now, so this shows you your bonus level. This shows you the group volume you need to get there. And then, like I said, we are now getting ready to transition into part 2. Okay, one thing before we go into part 2, I do want to let you know that all the way up to virtual manager, which is the actual title in this company, you only need bonus level and group volume. There is none of these other words, title points, legs, title points, none of these matter up until that point. You see how that's blank? It's not until director that side points comes into play. And then legs come into play as you get further up the title. So, what are side points? The good thing is, side points are 100% of your PV that you order. You can do about 6,500 in sales and group volume and hit director on your own. Director is really a retail position. It does not require any legs. Remember, a leg is what I call a team, and it's a director team. So the reason why I hit bronze director is because I produced a director in my organization. And so once I produced a director under my organization, that person's volume counted as my group volume, but their points did not count as my side points. So side points is any other points that are not from that director's below you. I don't like the word below you, but you know what I mean. So it's anything extra from that. And the easiest way, if you're like really, really close to needing side points, is to place a order in your own account, because 100% of your PV will count towards your side points, is what I have learned and experienced and seen. Okay, so the reason for side points is because the volume runs up in this organization. And so that means if I enroll Susie and Susie enrolls Quita and Quita enrolls Dante and Dante enrolls Ron, okay? And Susie, Quita, Dante, they all really don't want to do the business, but Ron decides he wants to come in and really work the business. And so Ron does a lot of vendor events. That Ron does catalogs. Ron does pop his trucks. And so Ron hits that $5,000 director or virtual manager amount. Okay. Every person that was in that lineage is also going to get 5,000 points, but they will not be able to eat and benefit unless they also have side points, which means they also had a work ethic and they also were working the business as well. And so this is a safeguard to put in place so that somebody's not just chilling and leaning back while somebody on their team is doing a lot of work, and then they get to claim that, oh, I'm a director too. Oh, I'm a platinum director as well. And so the side points comes from stops because Ron hit director, all that volume rolls up. You have to have your own PV or other customer orders or other accounts or other people that are not in that Quita, Dante, Susan lineage that I mentioned. You have to have some other people that you enrolled in the business. You have to have or some other customer accounts, or you be purchasing your own inventory to be able to hit that side points. And so that stays the same for director and bronze director. And then once you get to golden director, that increases to 2,500. And once you get to emerald, it goes to 5,000. And once you get to vice president and above, it is 10,000 side points. And so that is anybody really between a 3% or 15% that is not in that director team. Okay, so you may need to rewind and write it down. But I do want to let you know that once you do hit bronze director, another way of pay is the trips as an overview, because I said I wanted to go to part 2. The online commission, it mentions it again on this page. The personal volume, 3 to 25%, right here. Group volume is a little bit more advanced that we're going to get to. But this is the overview right here, is this top part of it, and then down this part of it. It is really not till you get to director that you really need to understand a lot more of this page. And so the group volume, bonus does require a subtraction calculation, and it gives you an example right here of what that means. We're going to go over that. The welcome program is right here at the bottom. That's pretty self-explanatory, as that's counted in the compensation plan. And then team building, when I told you that you get a product for new recruits who join, they do have to achieve a minimum PV in order for you to get this team building bonus. Okay, so that's exciting as far as an overview. Now, I want to show you something that we're going to go back to this catalog, because we did this page. This is where we left off. And okay, so this is where we left off, and I'm getting near the end here of part 1. So if we keep going, I want to show those for part 1 that there is actually a video that explains the welcome program, and you could hit play. The commissions right here, the profit. If you don't understand what 50% of retail means, there's a video right here that explains the online commissions, explains the retail commissions. You didn't know it was here, did you? The team building program. You earn free products with the team building program, how much PV they have to have, personal order, what the free product options are. There's a video right there that explains it. The bonus levels that you need to have, we're going to click this video and actually watch it.
Bonus levels are used to determine your additional percentage earned for the personal bonus. Your group volume determines your bonus level percentage, up to 25%. Take a look at this chart. This is used to calculate your personal bonus. Here's how it works. Let's say you have 200 PV and 5,600 GV. You would qualify to receive a personal bonus of 25% on your PV, which equals an additional $50 in cash on top of your other earnings.
See? Wasn't that short? Short and sweet. So these videos are actually here, and I just wanted to show that to you for part 1 before we wrap it up. Okay. And then as we go into 6, the group bonus, there's a video. The leadership bonus, there's a video right here that explains it, whether in the US or Canada. So whether you're a reader or a visual learner, right here, there's videos for you. So that is very, very exciting. There's a car allowance bonus. There's trips. So that is very, very exciting. Okay, so we're going to go back, and now we're going to start with part two to wrap this up. So part two, part two is getting ready to start right now. Let me take a sip. Okay, so we covered the first 5 ways of pay, and we're going to cover the 6 through 10 ways of pay over the next 15 to 20 minutes. I might be able to get this done in 10. Okay, so number 6 is the group bonus. You earn a group bonus on eligible, personally sponsored beauty influencers. So we're going to go back to this compensation plan, the group bonus. And I feel like this is the most misunderstood, this and the leadership bonus. So the group bonus may be earned on every pharmacy influencer you personally sponsor. The amount you earn is based on the difference between your own bonus level and the bonus level of that pharmacy influencer that you personally sponsor. And then there's an example. So let's start with the bottom one first. If you were at end of the month at 15% and I enrolled, let's say, Dorothy at 6%, and she ended the month at 6%, my group bonus is going to be the difference between where I am and where she is. So I heard another team put it that way. The company is going to pay out 25%, and this is about how we're going to split and share it. So my share of it is going to be 15%. I ended my bonus level at 15%. You ended your bonus level at 6%. And so you're going to get paid 6%, right? I'm going to get paid 15% of our personal volume. But for the group volume, my commission for bringing in Dorothy is going to be that difference. So 15% minus 6 is 9%. So my group bonus from Dorothy is going to be 9% of whatever her PV was, right? Okay. If I ended at 22%, Dorothy ended at 9%, then the group bonus I earn is going to be 13%, and that is done off of each influencer. So each influencer is going to be at a different level. 25% if I ended it, and then my Dorothy ended at 15%. Let's say I had several different influencers. Dorothy was at one number, and Angela was at a different number. I had David at a different number, and so based off of what those different influencers that I personally brought in, this is going to be my group bonus that I earned. Okay, so that's key to know. Now I want to go back to the catalog because I'm going to double check myself, and we're going to go to the glossary terms, and we're going to go over here to where it says group volume. Okay, so group volume right here is calculated by adding your own personal volume and the personal volume of all your team and their generation. So we know that we're looking for the group volume pay. Okay, so it doesn't mention it. This just gives the overall term. So that's fine. Okay, so go back to this. So the group bonus is different from group volume. That's key. Okay, so you are not paid off. This is just important to know. because I think a lot of people thought that they would get paid. Oh, I ended at 25%. I'm going to get 25% off of the whole group team. And that's not the case. It's every pharmacy influencer you personally sponsor. And the amount you earn is based on the difference between your own bonus level that you end the month with and the bonus level that they end the month with. That subtraction piece pays out your group bonus. Now, here's the thing, you don't have to do the subtraction, you don't have to do the math, because in your back office under Farmasi Wallet, there's actually a tracker and it will actually track it for you. Okay, but this is just for those green personality people like me who needed to know more. Now, um, everything in the middle is where we are as far as part 2 in the more advanced part of the comp plan. Now, so group bonus, remember, it's a subtraction calculation. And the sweet spot, you'll hear people talking about the sweet spot in this compensation plan is if you can get your people between that 18, 22%, uh, 15, 18, 22%, because you'll get double paid. You'll get the subtraction amount and you'll get the leadership bonus. And so that's why you'll hear that is what does that mean? The sweet spot. So you want to encourage people to rank up because it does pay more if you can get your people to where you will also get the group bonus on them and the leadership bonus. So here it is. It's 18%. So you want to get your people to 18%, and this is where the leadership bonus kicks in. So earn on up to 7 generations on your pharmacy influencers who have a bonus level of 25%, 22%, and 18%. So the sweet spot is getting your influencers to 18 or 22 if they can't reach 25, because you're going to get that group bonus. If I'm at 25 and I have you at 18, I'm going to subtract 25 from 18. And so I'm going to get paid that group bonus, right? So what's 25 minus 18? That's 7. So I'm going to get 7%. And I'm going to get this next way of pay also, which is the leadership bonus. Okay, so the leadership bonus is right here. It says leadership bonus. So if I have somebody that's at 18%, I got paid 7% from their group volume, and I'm also going to get paid on this generational leadership bonus right here, depending on what title I am. So if I'm a director and I have my personally sponsored as a generational 1, I'm going to get that 7% from the group bonus, and I'm going to get 4% as a leadership bonus. So you add 7 plus 4, and now I've gotten 11% from my personally sponsored. Now, director title is achieved when you hold the corresponding manager title for 3 consecutive months. So that is key right here. So these generations are based off of if I enroll David enrolled Dorothy would be my generation 2. So a leadership bonus would be 3%, 2%, 1%, 1.5%. I do not get paid down 5, 6, and 7 if I stay at director. That's crucial to know. It increases, I don't know if you can see this, but it increases the percentage when you go bronze director. Okay? And that goes all the way up. So based off of your title and your volume and your side points and your legs, which is how many director teams you have, then your generations increase. And so it is important that if you are strategically moving people, if you are not at a diamond director, you want to make sure you're not moving people to your 5th, 6th, and 7th level, because you're getting paid 0% for these leadership bonus amounts. It is not till you hit diamond that another level opens up. And then when you hit vice president, that increases, but another level still is not opened up. When you hit president director, then you're on level 6. And then as you see, it's not until you hit the top of the comp plan before generation 7 even opens up. So this right here, this section in the middle corresponds with the titles up top, the group volume, the side points, the legs, and so it's right underneath it. So if your goal is golden director, you can see clearly right here how many group volume points I need, how many side points I need, how many directors do I need to help reach that title, where my trip is that I'm going to be able to go to, what my generational percentages is. And so based on your title, you're eligible to earn this bonus on up to 7 generations of Farmasi influencers with a bonus level of 25, 22, and 18%. Okay? So this is on a bonus level. It's a leadership bonus. When you, as a leader, can motivate, inspire, transform, and love them up to an 18, 22, and 25%, not beat them with a stick, but love them up, then you are going to get a leadership bonus based on where they fall in your generation corresponding to your rank. Woo, I'm so proud of myself. I really think I explained that and put that very succinctly and clear. And I really feel like there were some aha moments with that. So if in generation, okay, I told you I was a bronze director. If in my generation 3, there is a 22 percenter, because I hit all the qualifications above as a bronze director, I'm going to get an additional, I'm going to get 2.25%. Even though I did not personally sponsor that person, because there are a generation 3. Okay. The person who did sponsor them, that would be their personal direct, and they would get a group bonus and that leadership bonus. So that's that middle part that everybody was getting confused on. And that's why I said, if you're listening, this is a level 2 training right here. All right. Cash bonus based off of the title above that corresponds right in this column. Again, consecutive 3 months as director, $1,000 cash bonus. Another $1,000 cash bonus is bronze, $2,000 is golden. These are one-time payouts up to $500,000. And where is our fierce leader? President director, $100,000 one-time cash bonus. Amazing. Car allowance bonus. The car allowance bonus, you see this block is empty. So that means it does not start till you hit golden director. Consecutive 3 months, because it switches from manager to director. And these are the car allowance bonuses from $350 based on your rank all the way up to $700. So we already covered these. So like I said, that is definitely the part that can get a little bit challenging, but I really think, I hope that I explained that to you a little bit more clear, and at least showed you where you can go get more information. So that group bonus is a subtraction amount based off of your personally sponsored, and then the leadership bonus goes down to the generations based off of your rank, and for those that are at 18, 22, or 25%. Their volume also counts, all of your volume also counts towards your rank, and you get paid the leadership bonus. And if you personally enrolled them, you get paid a group bonus, plus your online commission, plus your retail commission, right? Plus your rank bonus. And then depending on where you are in the company, plus your car allowance, right? The car allowance is monthly, okay? And this does say, as I showed you, when you achieve gold director and above. So that is every single month versus the cash bonus is a one-time bonus when you achieve that title. And then the unforgettable experiences, they count also as a way of pay. And you'll be invited to travel to amazing destinations. So, again, there is a video, and we're going to watch that, and then we're going to wrap it up. So, we watched this one already. Group bonus. Ready? See if I can zoom in on this. Push play.
For every beauty influencer you personally sponsor, you can earn a group bonus. The amount you earn is based on the difference between your own bonus level and the bonus level of your frontline beauty influencers. So if your PV is 200 and your GV is 5,600, your bonus level is 25%. Now let's say your frontline, Emily, has a PV of 200 and a GV of 2,000. Her bonus level is 15%. So the group bonus you will earn from Emily is your bonus level, 25%, minus Emily's 15%, which equals 10%. Multiply that number by Emily's GV, or 2,000, and you get a $200 group bonus. Best of all, this applies to all of the beauty influencers you sponsor, so you can earn many group bonuses, one for each group member.
Okay, so that was key. I'm glad we watched it because I had said it was just off of her personal volume, but it's off of her group bonus volume. And so there's actually I knew that, but I think I was just speaking ahead of my brain here. There's another example here, and the way they put it, the calculation can seem a little bit confusing. But you just want to remember, for example, if Dorothy has group volume, you enrolled Dorothy, you're at 25%. Dorothy finishes the month at 15%. Her group volume, her plus her group, is 2,000. So you're going to get 10% of that 2,000 group volume, which is $200. Okay? So they did some calculations here, but again, it's just at the end of the day, the company is paying 25% and you're sharing it with Dorothy. Okay, so that's why there's that subtraction amount so that the company can stay in business and solvent. So there are some more examples here, and I encourage you to get your pen, paper, and calculator and just follow along. Like if you look right here, it says Emily. Okay, so here's you. You get to 25, and here's all the people that you have enrolled. You've got Emily, you've got Sam. Computer wants to act funny on me right when we almost are at the end. So it's getting good. Okay. Okay, so you've got Emily, Sam, John, Camila, and Tara. So you're going to take your 25 minus for each person, and it's going to show you what that difference is right here. Then you're going to multiply that by whatever their group volume is, and that's going to be your payout. The good thing is the system will do the calculation for you, but for those who want to know how that calculation was done, this is how it's done. Now, I will say that you'll see right here, once someone gets to 22%, that difference is smaller because again, 22 and 3 is 25. The company's not going to pay more than that 25. So your pay is smaller, but this allows you to congratulate and be happy that the people at the top are not just making the money, which is amazing. So your teammates are actually making a bigger piece of the pie so that they will stay motivated to stay in this business. And that's why the leadership bonus also comes into effect. So if they get to 25%, 25 minus 25 is 0, but you'll also get the leadership bonus from them as well. And so you're going to congratulate and be excited for them, but you're also going to get paid leadership money because they're getting a piece of the pie. And so they're able to pay their bills. They're able to, whatever their why is super, super important. Um, and so this is why you'll hear people say, well, what's the sweet spot? 18, 22, 25, because you get paid group bonus and you get paid leadership bonus. And your teammates get paid more. So that's why you want to always be recruiting and always have more than one option as well. Now we're going to watch the video on the leadership bonus, which it also mentions that leg requirement. Remember, leg means director teams. So that number is listed here based off the title, as well as those side points requirements. And we're going to watch this video and we're going to be almost finished.
Once you achieve the title of manager or above, you become eligible for a leadership bonus. Each title has different requirements. Here's a quick overview of some important aspects of this. Legs refers to the number of frontline beauty influencers who achieved a 25% bonus level. So, to qualify as a vice president, you need at least 16 legs. Side points are calculated by subtracting the GV of all 25% bonus level BIs in your frontline and subtracting the GV of an additional BI in your first generation with the greatest GV out of all other 22 or 18% bonus level BIs, if any, from your own GV. Title points are earned based on the titles of your BIs. For example, if you have a frontline director, 1 point, and a platinum manager, 3 points, you will have 4 title points in total. You begin to earn title points when you achieve diamond manager or above. Also, your title points from a single leg cannot be greater than the title point value assigned to your current title. So, if you're a diamond director at 12 points, and your frontline leg is a vice president director at 16 points, you will only earn 12 points for this leg.
Okay, so again, let me show my face on the screen here. The way they explain it is a little bit confusing, but I have written down the calculation here. But I really need to be able to draw it out to explain it to you. Because it's like a subtraction and a division. But once you do it and once I show it, it's really not that hard. But I don't have I need like a dry erase board or a chalkboard or a flip chart to show it to you. So basically what they're saying, especially with the side points, is that you lose those side points once somebody hits 25%. Really, once somebody hits 18, 22, 25%, you lose some of your side points. So you'll see your side points go down. So it's very important to be paying attention. And so if you wanted to calculate the side points you have, because your PV is going to be 100%, you would minus the directors that are under you. So you would not have their side points, right? But everybody else, there's like a calculation that's done. And I really need to write it out, because if I tell you these numbers, it's not going to make sense unless I show you how that works. But there is a way to calculate those side points so that you can see ahead of time before the month ends. And I think that's really, really crucial if you're going for golden, if you're going for emerald, if you're going for diamond, to understand that calculation piece. Because you are going to lose some side points. And that's okay that you're going to lose the side points. You just need to No, and that's why it's so important to not wait to the end of the month, so that when those side points drop, the system will show that to you. And there's actually a hyperlink where you can see. So the main thing is to pay attention. Everybody benefits. The side points is a multiplication and a division um, formula, but while I ran out of time and don't have the board to write that calculation down for you because I don't want to confuse you. Just know that that double bonus that you're going to get on your team is when you do promote, encourage, and motivate your team to 18% um, and 22%. That's where you're going to get that double bonus on a group volume and a leadership bonus. When they hit 25%, you need to be paying attention. That's the best thing that I can say right now is you need to be paying attention. I encourage you to go to where I showed you on this page and rewatch that video, because that video, if you pause it and do the math with that video, then maybe that formula will help you out. Okay, that's the best thing I can tell you is just rewatch this video right here. It shows you at the bottom as well, but I don't think it's as clear as I can explain it. This one right here tries to calculate it as well. Let me see what page this is on. This is on page 36. So side points are calculated by subtracting the group volume of all 25% bonus levels in your front line, okay, and subtracting the group volume of additional in your first generation who has the greatest GV out of all other 22% or 18%. So what's that saying? Since I can't write it, we'll just use this one right here. What's that saying is you're at 25%, okay? You cannot count the 25 percenters, okay? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is like a platinum right here. They've got 4 director teams or 4 legs at 25%, okay? Then the highest out of your 18 or 22% team, you also cannot count them for side points. So in this example, this 22 right here would not count. So they've got these boxes shaded in to show you that they cannot be counted. And so when they added up the volume from these 5 out of their complete total group volume, their total group volume was 150,000. When they added all of these up, it came to 150,000, but the shaded ones that cannot be counted is 139,000. So again, let me be clear. We already know, again, this is level 2. I'm probably at a level 3 training right here. A level 3 training. Okay. We already know we can't count 25 percenters. But what you may not have known is the highest volume of your 18. See, there's an 18 here, there's an 18 here, and there's a 22. The highest volume of that next direct influencer, you can also not count. And so in this situation, it's the 22% with the 4,000 group volume. So they took all the 25 percenters and they minused it 139%. See, it says 25% GV. Then they took, which one was it? Was it the 22 or was it the 18? It was the 22 who had the highest volume. So that 4,000 also has to be minused out. And so what is left that is not shaded, this team, this team, this team, is 7,000 side points. And so this would qualify as platinum because they have enough of the side points. So you can't count the 25 percenters, and then you cannot count either an 18 or a 22 percenter, which everyone has that highest volume. Those are X'd and crossed out. And then what's left, you can count all of their volume, anybody else. So I hope that helps explain it. This video right here is for Canada, and then this list is the titles right here. So they didn't have a video for this. Um, but the leadership bonus is in the catalog here. Again, this lists the titles. This lists the generations, depending on where you're at, what you'll get on those generations. So this is where they're talking about that sweet spot right here. Based on your title, you can earn the leadership bonus on up to 7 generations with a bonus level of 25 percenters, your 22 percenters, and your 18 percenters. So you get paid a group volume and a leadership bonus volume. I keep saying that because I'm wanting it to click for you guys. Um, and so this just gives some more examples if you wanted to do the math. So I don't know. We could watch this video. Let's see what's the next page. Cash bonus. We've already covered that. Car bonus. The trips. Okay. More about the trips, the car bonuses, the Golden Director experience. So we will end this call with this video. I haven't seen it, so we're gonna watch it together. You ready? And I just want to say thank you for putting up with me. What I pray is that this video gives you more clarity so that when we go into that 250 PV call with corporate, you will have better sense of what questions to ask. And it will help you when he covers things so that you understand things a little bit more. So do your research, watch this video, pause, rewind, go onto the bottom of your website so that you can find this information yourself so that we can show up prepared and educated. So we're going to let this video take us out, and you guys have an amazing, amazing night.
The leadership bonus rewards you for helping everyone on your team succeed. When you achieve the title of manager with 5,000 GV or more and meet the 1,500 side points requirement, you become eligible to earn the leadership bonus. The objective of this bonus is to reward you for developing large groups throughout your entire team. The contributing volumes of 25, 22, and 18% bonus level BIs in your team added together create your leadership bonus. This number is also called the Leadership Group Volume, or LGV. Depending on your title, you can earn the leadership bonus on up to 6 generations of BIs with bonus levels of 25, 22, and 18%. For example, if you're a director and meet the 1,500 side points requirement, you are eligible for the leadership bonus. As a director, you earn through the 4th generation, 4% of the difference between the LGVs of your 1st and 2nd generations, 3% of the difference between the LGVs of your 2nd and 3rd generations, 2% of the difference between the LGVs of your 3rd and 4th generations, and 1.5% of the difference between the LGVs of your 4th and 5th generations. Then, add these results together and you get your total leadership bonus.
So, wow, there was even a calculation with that of comparing the 2 generations between the two. But the calculation is right there. So the videos are right here. We just have to rewatch them, do the math with the video. But again, if you don't need to learn it all, you don't want to learn it all, the system does it for you. Okay? So I hope that helped. Like I said, the main thing is us being more educated and informed and prepared for our 250 PV. Make sure you have your 250 PV so that you can be on that call. Again, my name is Dr. J. I'm Louisville, Kentucky, and I am a bronze director, and I'm happy to serve Team Frontline and be able to possibly share some insight into this compensation plan that is like no other. Take care.